Hey guys, so welcome to my first installment of Test Range. I was originally going to call it Weapon Stash, but I decided the name was more suited. So firstly, I just want to quickly tell you guys what Test Range series is all about. It's basically where you guys ask me to play with a particular weapon or really anything else in Battlefield 4. Either in a particular playstyle, map, or even game mode. It doesn't have to be just weapons, it can be a jet setup, attack helis, even certain equipment, just generally anything in Battlefield 4. I know Level Cap does a similar series, if that's what you're thinking, and that's the main reason why I haven't started a series like this, but I still get so many people asking me to test out certain weapons in certain game modes, so I thought to myself, I may as well just start my own series. Anyway, so in this episode, I was asked by a lot of people if the PKP LMG can be effective in a run and gun in your face setup in Operation Locker or Metro 2014 maps, and in a more competitive manner. The attachments include a flash hider and the ergo grip. The answer to this question is hell fucking yes, it can be. With this setup, it's absolutely amazing in competitive play. I was actually legitimately surprised how well it worked out. The PKP absolutely destroys people. I was going on some absolute crazy kill streaks with this setup. You'll see a lot of that in this video. I really enjoyed working my way around the enemy, capture a point, then flank back around and take out 7 or so targets along my path. I played with this setup in about 10 games or so, and every match I was consistently getting 80 or so kills to 30 deaths, and best of all, I really felt confident that the PKP would protect me and outgun targets that got in my way while trying to backcap points. I really felt like I was providing a lot of help towards my team when using this setup. The PKP allows you to play very competitively with this setup and also provide some good suppressive fire for when it's needed. Seeing as I was on a no explosive server most of the time, I also used the flashbangs to help me out, clearing out the way for my team. It was extremely fun to play with this setup, and honestly, probably the best fun I've had in Battlefield 4 so far. Also guys, if you play a lot in Operation Locker, try not to just stay around the choke points in the hallways. It's boring and pointless to keep yourself in a stalemate between the two teams. Take risks, jump out there and do something crazy. It might just work out, then you can flank around and get yourself a nice kill streak, and therefore it might just give your team the upper hand to push up. If everyone is choked in the top hallways, go below level, be creative, figure out where the enemy team is pushing and try to go around. You would think though, being an LMG, you can't exactly run and gun due to its weak hipfire and on the move penalties, but the ergo grip really helps negate these issues. The flash hider is especially good in keeping some level of stealthiness, and the high damage model of the PKP is really good, especially in hardcore mode. In fact, the PKP has a slightly lower time to kill than the MG4 and the M249 LMGs, so the PKP is definitely a good, viable choice. However, with its slow rate of fire of 600, it does require you to be more accurate, but practice makes perfect, and eventually you actually feel yourself aiming better and getting your shots to hit. But nevertheless, I do prefer the higher damage model weapons in Battlefield 4. They just seem to suit me more than the low damage, fast firing weapons. I was mostly playing on a hardcore server as you see in this video, but I do imagine this setup would also work really good in a normal game mode. And if you haven't actually played hardcore mode before, I highly recommend it. It's tons and tons of fun. It really forces you to improve your skills and not rely on in-game mechanics like the hit markers or the minimap. Now, as for attachments, if you want to be more of a LMG sniper, you can attach the 2x magnifier instead of the laser sight, which is what I did. I really liked having that magnification when the occasion came up. In this video, there is a scene where I'm actually outside in the snow versing 2 snipers, and with the 2x magnification, I actually managed to kill them. I just love weapon setups like this that are very versatile to match what type of combat you're in. Now onto some weak points of this setup. Definitely the long reload times is going to mess you up, so you really need to watch out how many bullets you got left and time your reloads well. If you're on a hardcore server, you really need to learn to estimate how many bullets you got left. I died a couple of times thinking I still had plenty of rounds left, but to find out just in that crucial moment to take out a target, I was shot in the process of reloading. Some people really hate the PKP because it has a fairly aggressive recoil. However, if you play with it for long enough, you can really learn to tame it to the point it becomes a natural reaction just to counter its recoil. I highly suggest to tap fire this as you would with the Scar H assault rifle. If you just spam in all over the place, the gun is just going to sway from side to side pretty heavily. However, if you're still struggling with the recoil, then you might want to chuck on the muzzle brake to help negate some of that upwards recoil. Luckily, the PKP does have a balanced left to right recoil, so it's not going to pull towards the left or right when you shoot. Anyway guys, that's it for my first installment of Test Range. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I had lots of fun with this setup and I highly recommend you guys to try it out. If you do, let me know how it goes for you. Also, make sure to leave a comment if you want me to try out a particular weapon or vehicle, or really anything in Battlefield 4. Remember, it can be any type of playstyle or game mode, just be as detailed as possible. I'll be doing my test range videos once a week on Tuesday, which I think is Monday for you Americans. So take care and hopefully I'll see you in the battlefield.